Cup Series to end off the first half of this season with a close championship battle between top drivers. Entering this race, Kevin Harvick, the points leader, by about 40 points over Aric Almirola. All of the Stewart Haas cars having good seasons this year, with all four of them running in the top 5 in points currently. So anyways, let's get a look at the starting lineup. On pole is Denny Hamlin, to his outside is Brad Keselowski. Down the rest of the grid, third is Truex, fourth Larson, fifth Kligerman, sixth Bowman, seventh Bowyer, eighth Elliott, ninth Castle, 10th Byron, 11th Stenhouse, 12th Busher, 13th Harvick, 14th Jones, 15th Ragan, 16th Dibby, 17th Almirola, 18th Suarez, 19th Blaney, and rounding out the field will be the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. Shorter race than the 500 earlier in the season. Talladega and Daytona switched places in the schedule. Anyways, pace car going to peel off into the restart zone. Green flag in the air. We are racing for the second Daytona race this season. Off turn number 4 for lap 1 of the Pepsi 400. Martin Truex Jr. Hamlin will not lead the first lap, and it will instead be his teammate Truex who made a move on him going into turn 3. But now here comes Castle to the inside in the 0-0. Pushed by Stenhouse. Everybody's 3x3. If we get a wreck now, this will probably be a pretty big crash. Now to the inside goes Stenhouse. 4 wide almost entering turn 3. Lucky that that wasn't a wreck. Lap number 2 led by Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Byron looking low. Castle and Stenhouse still working together on the high side. Almirola gets left out. Here comes Blaney for second. Byron clear of all 3 lanes right now, but Blaney's looking to the inside. Down the back straightaway they go. Byron is not clear. Blaney on the inside. Up and is going to be in slot in front of Byron and try to get down in front of DiBenedetto. Can't do it. DiBenedetto to his inside. Here comes Jimmy Johnson. You can see how quickly the field cycles through. It is currently only lap 4, and the last place car is already up into the lead. Jimmy Johnson cycles through to the lead and is going to be able to block the lanes. He will lead this lap. Nobody else has enough of a run to pass him, and he might even be the first car of the day to lead 2 laps if he can hold on to this gap in front of everybody else by blocking all the lanes. His teammate Bowman went to the inside 3 wide for that second position and is right on his bumper. If Jimmy can just hold off that 88 somehow. No, he can't. He's going to move up in front of Busher instead. Down the back straightaway they go. Bowman to the inside. Here comes Kligerman to make it 3 wide for the lead again. Ooh, Dibby almost got himself turned coming off of turn 3 there. Kligerman moves up to the front. So far, we haven't exactly had a very dominant car lead more than 1 lap. There have been no cars so far this race that have led more than a single lap. But we've had about 6-7 leaders. A different leader every single lap so far. But that might change. Oh, Keselowski with a daring block on the 14. That was really scary coming off of going into turn 3, excuse me. Now here comes Bowyer to the inside. Keselowski with no help. And here comes Hamlin. Hamlin didn't lead the opening lap. So this might be his first lap led. Castle led a lap early on as well, if I remember correctly. I think he led lap 2. It was either him or Stenhouse, but here comes Stenhouse to the inside. Coming off of turn number 4, here comes Blaney as well. But it will be Ricky Stenhouse Jr. who will be the first car of the day to lead more than 1 lap. Byron back to the front. So it seems Stenhouse, Castle, Blaney, and Byron all have really fast cars running up towards the front today. Stenhouse in the wall. They're looking to be 4 wide. There's contact. They're going to wreck. Big crash behind. Truex involved. Jones is in it. Almirola involved as well. Busher. Ragan with damage. Kligerman around. Larson in it as well. Suarez involved with heavy damage to his engine. First caution of the day on lap number 8. Leader at the caution flag will be William Byron. So as they went down the backstretch, Stenhouse pushed up and hit the wall, and Castle tried to get out of his way, and Stenhouse chop blocks him down and gives him no room to work with. Slides down into Larson, contact made. They go up in the wall. Almirola in it, Kligerman, Jones, Harvick gets a piece of it. Bowman in it as well, spinning towards the inside wall. Multiple others involved. Bowman hits the inside wall. We have never before had a crash where somebody hit the inside wall. That is the first ever crash at this racetrack where we have had someone hit the wall, or the inside wall, excuse me. Got an onboard of the 88 car as he takes a ride to the inside. Rex started up in front of him. Let's have a look at this one. So that will be Bowman into the inside wall. Under caution right now. Pit stops going underway. Liam Byron will still lead them off of pit road. Excuse me. And Matt DiBenedetto will end up being second off of the pit road cycle. Chase Elliott running third. Dibby and Elliott swap positions. And that will be the end of pit stops. So far, currently, 4 of them are out right now. There will probably be more. Suarez, Truex, Ragan, and Larson all out of the running after that incident. And there will probably be more we will see momentarily. So preparing for the green flag run. Nobody else is currently out of the race, although Almirola does go a lap down during his repairs. Not what that 10 car wanted to see. He was running second in points entering this race. Daytona can be a big shakeup to the point standings, as we have seen multiple times before in the season. Anyways, pace car going to peel off into the restart zone. Green flag, we are racing again. Good start for the leader of Byron. Dibby looked to try to maybe use Almirola as a pick, and he will. Elliott's going to try and go with the 10 car. That is not what he's going to want to do. I don't know why he went with Almirola. You can see how much slower the 10 is. Will he try to move out of the way? Will Elliott go high? Almirola goes high and blocks. Blaney is getting blocked by the 10, as is Hamlin and Keselowski. They're all trying to find lanes to get around him. Big scramble in the midfield, and now Byron and DiBenedetto are pulling away because of this. Almirola still in the way. Whoa, what a save by Blaney. Gonna run it through the grass to get back on track, and almost spun himself across the almost ended up spinning out Hamlin on his rejoin. And now Blaney's stuck behind a bunch of slower lap cars. Since Hamlin decided to dump him coming off of the corner, they saved it somehow. Almirola still in front of Hamlin. Hamlin might lose the draft because of that incident. The leaders have been caught. Byron loses the lead. Elliott to the front. Off turn number 4. Here comes Bowyer to the inside. Side by side for the lead at the stripe. Elliott still has it and might even be able to clear him by himself on the high side. And I believe he did. No, he didn't. Not quite clear. Elliott could have cleared himself down going into the corner, but he did not do it. And now Bowyer to the lead. He's going to slot in front of Elliott. And here comes Buescher with help from Byron. And also with a push from Jones. Here comes Jones. Contact made. Around goes Buescher. And Jones up and over. Big crash in the midfield. They're wrecking again. Almirola involved. Blaney's in it. Castle as well. Second caution just about halfway into this race. Bowyer, the race leader. Big crash. A much smaller incident, but still some big hits all around. And Buescher turned himself, it looked, across the nose of Jones, and we'll get a look at that one. So currently live, Bowyer goes down pit road from the race lead, as does everybody else, it looks. Did anybody stay out? Elliott and Johnson still on the racetrack. Almirola on track as well. Bowyer takes a quick splash of gas and is away. Hamlin and Keselowski as well. Now, as we go back to look at that incident, Jones ends up flipping over. So, let's go into the corner. As we go into the corner, Buescher decides to move down into Jones, was not clear, ends up turning himself around, hits Byron, and then ends up making Jones flip over into a weight transfer. They spin around, and I think, no, Harvick got hit by Blaney, who was trying to slow up. Blaney spins out into Almirola, and there was a separate wreck, it looks, in the back of the field. Actually, no, it wasn't. Let's have a look at this one. They all freaked out trying to avoid the 96 of Kligerman slowing down, and Buescher spins out, and oh, wow. Big hits for everyone there. Buescher just slid down the track into Kligerman. Very unlucky for them. So out in that wreck, Starting in 15th, Kligerman, Busher, Stenhouse, Jones, Blaney, and Castle all out. Only 9 cars remain, 8 of which are on the lead lap. Green flag back in the air. Almirola on the inside there. Johnson went behind him a little, slowed himself up. Elliott, quite good run on the inside. Bowyer to try to help his crippled teammate. And Johnson is barely even going. Really bad restart for everyone except for the leader. Bowyer finally chooses to go around his teammate. Here comes Keselowski to the inside of Johnson with help from Hamlin. This is probably going to be a sad race because we only have 8 lead lap cars right now, 7 of which are on pace. Excuse me, only 6 of them are on pace. Down the front stretch they go. With 10 laps left at Daytona, to the inside goes Keselowski, trying to pass Elliott for the lead, and he will. Byron, one of the really quick cars today, ended up getting taken out in that wreck. A lot of the good cars were out in the 2 wrecks. Castle, one of them as well, although Castle was in the first wreck as well. Down into 3 and 4. Elliott back up into 2nd, trying to pass Keselowski, riding his bumper, coming off of turn number 4. To the inside goes Elliott. Keselowski leads that lap without any help on the high side. De Benedetto holding on to the pack behind, but only just barely. I think he has a little bit of damage from that wreck, so he is barely managing to hold on. Harvick, Elliott, or not Elliott, Harvick, Byron, and Almirola all losing this front pack. Single file between most of them coming off of turn 4. Elliott there on the high side. Keselowski and Hamlin are going to make it 3 wide. Ooh, that was close. Elliott almost ended up spinning the 2 out coming off of the corner. Everybody trying to switch lanes and find pace. Jimmy Johnson continuing to lead. Keselowski pushing the 14. Fords working together. Keselowski tries to go in front of Dibby, but Dibby goes to his outside. Elliott trying to move up into 2nd. As we speak, Elliott up into 2nd. Hendrick back to their 1-2 form. Elliott, one of the possible championship contenders if he can have a good day today. I believe he started off the season pretty well. I believe he was also last season's champion. Down in 1 and 2. And off 1 and 2. Elliott and Johnson. Elliott to the inside, trying to retake the race lead down the backstretch. Side by side for the lead. Keselowski to go with the 9. Johnson without help on the high side. 3 wide for 2nd. Elliott can just block them all and hope that they stayed like that. Although Keselowski looks like he's going to clear Johnson and maybe even clear Bowyer. He will not clear Bowyer. Clint Bowyer on the inside for 2nd. Elliott is just pulling away as they are side by side down the backstretch for 2nd. Excuse my terrible voice crack. And how's about we do something we don't normally do? With 5 to go, let's go to NASCAR Crank It Up. Coming off turn 4, we saw in the tri-oval, they went 3 wide for the lead. Hamlin with a big shove to that 48 car of Johnson when they went 3 wide in the tri-oval and pushed him to the lead. With 3 laps to go now, currently the fastest lap is held by Keselowski over Bowman and then Buescher, 2 cars that are running out right now. They are not in the race anymore. Single file between all these guys for the race right now. 2 to go. Hamlin might get shuffled out by Elliott right now. Johnson trying to keep his drafting partner Hamlin in this race. 3 wide for second by Keselowski. Elliott trying his hardest to maybe get up to the front. He seems like he has a really quick car right now, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Keselowski for the lead, running towards the back 5 in points. Really needs a good day today to try and get back up there. A lot of cars that he's going up against DNF'd in today's race. Keselowski up to the top side. Will he go back down to the bottom? He cannot. White flag in the air. Last lap at Daytona. Who will get the race victory? Keselowski clears Bowyer back down to the inside. Elliott and Johnson trying to work together. Bit of contact between them. Down the backstretch we go. Can Bowyer get past the 2 of Keselowski? Johnson looks to the inside. It might be over now. Keselowski from top to bottom, trying to win it. Here comes Johnson to the inside, side by side. It will not be enough. Brad Keselowski will win it at Daytona in the Pepsi 400 and leads both of the last laps instead of just one. Chase Elliott, I believe, also ran out of fuel, coming to the checkered flag. Yes, he did. Elliott ran out of gas coming to the line. Tough break for him, meaning he will finish outside of the top 5. When he could have finished up there, he ran out of gas. Brad Keselowski, your race winner at Daytona. So I'm going to look at your finishing order after that one. Keselowski wins the race. Jimmy Johnson in second. Third will be Clint Bowyer in the 14. Fourth is Hamlin. Fifth, rounding out the top 5, is Matt DiBenedetto. Sixth is Elliott, who ran out of gas, as previously mentioned. Seventh will be the 24, Byron. 8th will be Harvick. 9th, a lap down, will be Aric Almirola. 10th, rounding out the top 10, is Castle. And the rest of the standings are listed below. We will look at point standings now. So after the final race of the first half of the season, Kevin Harvick continues to hold the points lead, thanks to his good buffer on everyone else. Bowyer moves up into second, thanks to his good finish compared to Almirola, who drops back to 5th, tied with Chase Elliott for 4th. Suarez drops outside of the top 5 in points right now. And third in points now will be the 38 of David Ragan, 75 points back. And then everybody else back there. Kligerman with a decent run, although he did DNF, still up there in the top of the point standings now. Your bottom three in points, Stenhouse will be last in points with Larson in 19th, and 18th will be Matt DiBenedetto despite his top 5 run. He's going to be back there still. So looking at next race, we're going to have another bit of a thriller. We'll be at Talladega for the Alabama 499. 34 laps there, so we'll see how that one goes. Catch you next time for race 11, which will be, like I just mentioned, at Talladega.